happy to be. I think I'm dying here, man.
Welcome to the 3B Video Deep Cut Podcast.
Watch a few movies, take a few notes. It was fun.
Aw, yeah. It's that time again for another bi-weekly podcast with your hosts, Rotten Roger DeMarco and
Evil Dead Inks, and we all get fucked in the end.
Well, yeah, because we got to the end of this franchise and had to rewatch this movie. Oh.
No, we got to the end of the franchise last show. That was the end of the franchise, but for some reason, somebody had just browbeat Rob Zombie into making another sequel to this when he's clearly killed the 3 actors at the end of the last movie. They've all got 20 gunshot wounds apiece.
Yeah.
So let's make them all survive miraculously. 5 million to 1 odds that they would live. All 3 live. And now we got the 3 from hell. Whoops, we mean 2 from hell. Nope, we're back to 3 from hell. Holy shit, it's like a fucking daytime soap. There's a long lost half brother that comes into the picture that's never been seen or heard from in the 2 previous movies.
Yeah, it's like, whatever, All My Children. Business.
General
White
Hospital.
trash, All My Children, yeah.
Yeah. General Southern Populace, I don't know.
Man, I'll tell you, when you brought up that, we should cover House of a Thousand Corpses, oddly enough, I was truly on board, excited to revisit.
I was too.
Yeah, but the realization came very quickly that if we're covering the first one, we had to cover the last one. And
but the realization didn't hit me until I was about 45 minutes, not quite an hour into watching the third movie again, because this came out in 2019, watched it when it came out, bought it just only because Sid had just passed. So I thought, why not? I'm going to have to get it just because it's going to be one of Sid's last hurrahs. Barely in the movie. But still, I mean, if it wasn't for Sid Haig, I probably wouldn't have bought this, and I wouldn't probably keep it in the collection either. I really thought for a minute when I got about that hour in, I'm like, do I need to keep this movie? Like, I'm really kind of getting to the spot where I'm getting out of the I gotta collect them all phase, and more into the maybe I should just collect what I want to actually watch.
Curate, you curate like what you're actually into.
Yeah, because I didn't remember anything about this movie because, I saw it in 2019 when I bought it. Haven't looked at it since until yesterday.
Exactly the same. I got it, and I bought the Walmart Special Edition Blu-ray that came in like a big box, and it came with a T-shirt, the Disco Sucks shirt, which I gave to Remix, because I don't care. And then I threw that box away. So I'm like, could have just, saved $10 and got the Blu-ray that's in there. But instead I bought that special edition. Yeah.
I didn't see the special edition, but most of those shirts are going to come in a size that's never going to fit my ass anyway.
Oh, that's why Remix got it, because I was like, yeah, medium. Okay.
Oh, yeah, this is for a small Asian boy. Yeah, they can wear this.
Small Asian boy made the shirt.
Not a mid-30s American male who likes
blooded American
who likes bacon and shit. No, you don't fit in no mediums.
I'm almost to a medium now, but that's because of the strenuous lifestyle changes I've made. But
I saw medium in like 7th grade.
It's been a while. It's probably 2015 for me when I was in mediums, but
I'll say 1995.
Dude, this movie
does not need to be 2 hours long. That's another thing that really I snapped you at that almost hour mark. I'm like, well, I should be about near done with this. And then I looked, I was like, 2 hours.
It's the issue is because it's like 2 movies. Like the prison break and the killing of the warden should be the movie. But then we're going to tack on the Mexico whatever.
Excursion, adventure, retreat.
Waste of time. But here's what I just want to go ahead and get out of the way. Because I told you off air, I woke up super early this morning to rewatch this movie because I did not watch it last night, which I was planning on, but I was tired. So I was like, you know what? I'll just get up early, watch it before I have to do all my day stuff, and then...
And you had forgotten probably also, like I did, the length time of it, and I snapped you and told you, I forgot this is an hour and 55 minutes. Why is it this long?
It's too much. It's just too much of it. And the reason that this... So there's a lot of reasons it doesn't work, but the first one for me, just to get it out of the way, is the energy is off. Within the first 10 minutes of this movie, you can hear in the way that Otis is delivering lines. You can hear in even the voiceovers, just the production value of it. The energy seems so low and forced. Like, I guess we're making a movie. Like, Otis he's not like sharp and harsh. And when he does say something sharp and harsh, it feels like
It's not manic.
Yeah, and it feels like constant, remember Devil's Rejects? Remember my callbacks? Remember the boogeyman's real and you found him? Remember, like, all of those, like, iconic things, and I will call them iconic, from Devil's Rejects, because that movie made Rob Zombie. Like, that is at least for us, like, our pantheon of, like, what Rob Zombie is capable of is Devil's Rejects. And this movie feels like everybody was on set just tired and not really into it. You know, does it feel like, do you get that vibe at all?
I didn't get that. This movie definitely, like, made me hit the, like, I really, really, really wish. And maybe it's self-reflection of, like, maybe I need to expand my own. I probably do, but, like, the vocabulary in this movie is ... fuck ... fucking ... fucking fuck ... fuck ... fuck fucking fuck fuckity fuck fucker motherfucker fuck you motherfucker fucker. I'm like, give me any other fucking word.
See, and I remember when we both watched this for the first time. I can remember you being like, boy, there's a lot of F-bombs in this movie. Like, it made an impression the first time you watched it, and then, you know, we forget.
It did the second time.
Oh, yeah. It's what's the word? Egregious? Like, it's aggressively juvenile.
It doesn't come off like when Tarantino uses it.
That's
or
the perfect
even when
example.
Or even when Kevin Smith uses it, like it's
hip.
Hip. They feel more like bullet points, like like exclamations. This just feels, like lazy fucking dialogue.
Yeah. And so here's the thing, too, with like a Tarantino and a Kevin Smith. Again, those movies are kind of like steeped in like just this coolness. And I know a lot of people don't like Kevin Smith, or even a lot of people don't like Tarantino, but
a lot of people don't like anything. Yeah,
but for the record, like there's a way that and I mean, it can wear thin. Jay and Silent Bob, like Jay cursing a lot can wear thin, where you're like, I get it, you know, you cuss, but there's a way where someone like Jay can say like, fuck you, you fucking fuck, or Dante can say like, fuck you, you fucking fuck, or whatever, what's his name, who played Bud in Kill Bill, Michael Madsen.
Yes.
So he can say like, you know, fuck off or fucking cool it, and it sounds real.
There's literally like two lines that sum it up perfectly and compared to this movie. It's Coltrane and Otis, where he's like, I'm a lot more fucking Bogart than you are, and Otis going, well, fuck you. You are as delusional as fucking ever. Like, there's three rapid fire ones, and it's like they don't feel.
Yeah, and then even the response is like, well, fuck, I guess you can fucking be fucking Bogart or whatever right after, and it just
that whole bit there. I'm like, we don't need this. We don't need one of a million things we don't need in the movie. I was like, cut this, get things moving. Like, if things are not moving fast or even moderate, everything is moving at a snail's pace.
It really is. And
remember that torture scene we had in the last movie
how
in
it
the hotel
felt,
room?
And it bothered you?
Yeah, it felt like forever and bothered you, but it was, in real
minutes,
time.
maybe?
Yeah, 10, 15 maybe minutes if we're stretching. And it's technically like half a day or
overnight.
Overnight. We're gonna go. It feels like in real time in this movie. We're gonna do that torture scene again, but we're gonna involve dinner, a late night clown visit, all the way overnight and into early fucking morning.
Mm-hmm.
And that's too much. Like I was like, this is way too long. You could have cut this down into the 6 hours of that day.
Yeah.
Not waiting until the next morning. And that was the funniest, weirdest thing of all is in the middle of this hostage situation at the warden's house, Clint Howard as a clown shows up. 9, 10 o'clock at night. And we have no explanation on this. Is he at the wrong house?
Must be.
Was he hired by the warden to do some entertainment that night? There is no explanation on anybody's end why Clint Howard is dressed as a party clown is here at this late hour.
No.
All the information even Clint provides is, you must be the lady of the house. So he's been privy to the information that there's a woman in the house. This is for a woman, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't know who, why, or how.
So to me, and again, there's nothing wrong with doing this because that's how, everybody has their film family. We talked about in the Hatchet movies, how Adam brings in his buddies and stuff. But this movie is oh, hey, man, I've worked with Clint Howard on Halloween. Let's bring him in. Oh, hey, Danny Trejo was, one of the bounty hunters in Devil's Rejects. Let's bring his story full circle, and that's why the Mexican cartel or whatever is after.
Which I totally forgot about. That's what this movie can do to you. I forgot Danny Trejo was in the last movie, technically, and I was just a prison sequence where they're digging a ditch. Of course you get Danny Trejo for it. And then literally when he's like, do you remember me? And I was like, oh yeah, he was. Yeah. I wonder why they couldn't get DDP in there with him.
Probably because he was busy doing something good.
Doing yoga.
Yeah, and yoga is good. So
he's like, I'm doing yoga and in the Hall of Fame. I'll pass on being in your 3 from hell.
Well, and that's the other thing too with that ditch digging sequence. And again, just with how juvenile and average that dialogue is. You remember me? No. You will, motherfucker. And that whole thing of this is the footage. This was filmed.
Yeah, with really good audio pickups.
With cutaways and, you know what I mean?
Yeah, perspective shots.
I'm like, this is such bullshit. And that's the real knife in the heart for me for this movie is just how, I don't want to say unfaithful it is because each, if you tried to compare Devil's Rejects to the House of a Thousand Corpses, they're way different, but
no, there's lazy decisions in here that don't, because it is said this is 10 years since they were captured. So technically it makes this 1988. Right. Still looks 1970. It looks younger in the 70s than the last 2 movies both did, and they were both technically in 78. But this is supposed to be 88. No one dresses. Definitely Jeff Daniel Phillips doesn't dress like it's 1988. No. But you're trying to also tell me that either Bill Moseley's character didn't go out and do yard work for 10 years, or this has been a long, drawn-out plan by Richard Brake to wait a decade and then break Otis out after being in prison for 10 years. That's where I'm like, that's where it feels lazy. I was he waited 10 years to break his ass out, and it's 10 years beyond. We're almost into the 90s, and it feels like we regressed in the decades. In this, weird. I was that's where that's come on. No one was really looking like this necessarily in the 1988. No one was saying you dig either. It's just it's such a haphazard. So here's how I look at it. Even though this movie has nudity and violence and crazy stuff going on, this to me is if I don't want to say Lifetime, but a TV studio had the rights to Devil's Rejects and
got to make a movie. Like, it feels cheap, and it feels like not quite what you remember, you know, like it's a made-for-TV sequel, but somehow it still managed to have, like, nudity and whatever. Like, it feels so like they hired someone who wasn't Rob Zombie. Like, hey, can you write like Rob Zombie? Can you direct like Rob Zombie? Sure, why? How hard could it be? And it literally feels like he's doing an imitation of himself when you watch this movie.
Ooh, yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and we talk about that a lot with, like, how much more Rob Zombie can you get? Like, his boardroom people telling him, like, just Rob Zombie it up. And it feels forced.
More nudity, more 70s, more fucks.
Yeah, and Mexicans, you know? Sure. Midget. Bring the midget guy from 31 in. Like, again, it's all like, let's hang out with my buddies. But it doesn't feel warm and, like, fun because we don't have Sid. Because our hearts are broken from Jump Street when you start the movie, and Sid looks as frail as he does, and then they let him have like a maybe 2-minute interview, and then they're like, and he was executed last night. And they even use cutaways of like a bigger, buffer dude's bald head, like from the back.
Yeah.
To be like, there's Sid, and
he didn't even. Like, not necessarily it's a huge stretch from his regular everyday voice, but he had a Captain Spaulding persona. He would kind of like I could differentiate Captain Spaulding Sid Haig from just Sid Haig, and it felt like the scene we have with Sid doing an interview. He just sounds like Sid. Like can we get started with this?
Yeah, so he's so weak. You know, it's hard to watch, man.
It is, and if I'm remembering correctly, I can't remember where I heard this. It might have been on a different podcast that reviewed this movie, and I listened to it. But like he wasn't able to pass the physical or whatever to technically be in the movie, and so this was shot guerrilla style, like without permission from executives or anybody else, just to get him in the movie.
That sounds probably pretty fucking spot on. And it's a shame too, and I think that's like, so the issue, also you might have heard this in a podcast, or maybe we heard this from the special features, but like,
I don't know if I've looked at the bonus features.
Wasn't like the original script was supposed to be all three of them, and then like they were supposed to film it like 2 years prior to when they did film it, but Sid got sick, and you know, he was having his health issues, and so that kind of like delayed, and then when Sid was like, all right, I'm better, like him and Rob met, and Rob realized like how frail and how bad he really was, so Rob like changed the script, you know, like got rid of a bunch of stuff and brought in the Richard Brake character and stuff, because originally all that stuff was Captain Spaulding, and they just kind of like rearranged crap and changed it, and that's, to me, again, that's another thing it's so hard to watch, because we don't have Sid, and we should have Sid. If we're gonna do this movie, if we have to have a third one, you have to have Sid, because like you said when we covered House of a Thousand Corpses, he's the best part of House of a Thousand Corpses, and his stuff is minimal. He's the reason you can re-watch Devil's Rejects, because you like his character. It takes a while for his character to become like a part of the main story, but you go along for his ride. And Bill evolves
into, and yeah, if I had my way, I wouldn't have bothered. Like if that's the hand you're dealt, fine. We will. I would have just had Sid just die in prison. Like he didn't even make it to execution. That for a story makes, and that even happens most of the time. Is a lot of guys that are on death row die of heart attacks and shit before they even make it to technically the chair or lethal injection.
You say he died in that shooting.
No, you could, or if you have to bring him, if you want to bring him back and you have to have interviews with him, fine, then have him on his way to death row and then dies before he gets to death row. So you get that, so you can have the scenes of faux outrage that he didn't get brought to justice. He died on his own way. He didn't die by, other means.
You ain't getting
And
me,
then-
Sheriff.
Yeah. And then you just have it just between Otis and Baby. You don't bring a third one in. You like just something 2 related for the title instead of 3. You rework it because that is the most wedged shit on earth. Is all of a sudden Otis has a half brother we have not seen before, heard at all from, has a different name, like the Wolfman Coltrane. Not to slam Richard Brake at all.
No, he's good. He's fine.
He's awesome. He's fantastic. I think he can outshine Mosley in a lot of scenes in this movie. But I would not have him be who he is in the movie. Have him be anybody else. Have him be somebody they just meet and feel like maybe a kindred spirit with when they get down to Mexico or something. Or, have him be a crooked police guy. But I don't know. The to make him half part of the family is where I'm like,
Yeah.
that's the corpses attacking the casket in House of a Thousand Corpses, where I'm like, bullshit.
Yeah, and the 10-year thing is kind of a deal breaker too. I mean,
Absolutely. Like, how come Otis isn't pissed?
yeah, like well,
Pissed? You let me rot in jail for a decade?
and you let Sid Haig get executed before
Yeah.
you saved us. Like,
Yeah, well, you were wasting your time planning this escape, which is just shooting your shotgun. So, big plan. I was like, now I'm 10 years older, Sid has been executed, and now it's just the 2 of us.
so that's the plan from our great leader, huh? Just sit here on our bus.
Like, your plan is I take my shotgun, I go, woo, and I fire it. I'm living Point Break. Click, 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 click.
You're cold because you're bleeding to death, Danny Trejo.
Yeah, from that massive head wound you have there.
Again, okay, so here's the other thing too. You can't talk about this movie. We talked about Devil's Rejects having some 2005 CGI. This has 2005 CGI in 2020, like whatever. It's so bad. It is bad, and like
Yeah.
not forgivable in any way, shape, or form. It's so cheap looking that this movie takes me out of it constantly. Like, I'm constantly going,
This would be where I hate almost saying like this, a better filmmaker would have like, all right, if I can't show the excessive gore the way I'm used to and I feel compelled to show, I got to find ways to hide it and let the audience's mind fill in the gaps. But Rob's not that guy. He's like, nah, we'll imaginations.
Post. Yeah.
Imaginations for cowards. Put that fake ass blood up there. I don't care what it looks like.
Use that CGI knife and CGI arrows and CGI gunshot wounds, and
The arrows don't look too
No,
bad.
they're okay.
It's the gun, particularly bringing Danny Trejo's head blast.
even Jeff Daniel Phillips or whatever his name is. That's bad too.
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
It's like it's not tracked to his head, so his head moves and the head wound is like still here, and then like it goes and catches up. You're like, what the fuck?
And it's not like it's outside of his means to do it, because he does a pretty alright job when they're stabbing the naked woman in the front lawn. Like, he is showing and not showing stuff at the same time.
Shaky cam, baby.
Shaky cam, but he's also from a far distance away and cutting at just the right time to the neighbor lady just watching in her lounge chair drinking her margarita mix,
Smoking and holding an oxygen mask.
yeah. But see, that's filmed where it's like that still feels as visceral as anything Rob's ever done.
Oh yeah.
But he's clearly not stabbing the woman, so there is camera trickery and some CG probably in effect there. But that's where it's done. Like, how come you can't do it like that when you're doing the gun blasts?
I don't know.
You could just do the simplest of thing, do the Robert Rodriguez Desperado thing, where just show Otis's face, lips pursed together, and just blood splatter and bone fragment hit him in the face.
Yeah, or even
As you
just
hit a gun
Adam Green
blast.
it and show the blood hit the wall.
Yeah, either way
works.
of those is just as good.
It works. Yeah, I mean, you know what happened. You hear a gunshot, and then you see a bunch of shit hit the wall or blood hit the killer's face. You know.
It's 100% the you shot Mr. Magruder.
Yeah, and then you just show the aftermath. You show the body laying there.
Yeah,
whether it's, you know, with a prosthetic on his face or just a dummy head that's half gone, and call it good.
Because sidebar, the real scene of Mr. Magruder getting his head shut off in Night of the Living Dead does not look nearly what I thought it would did in my mind. I'm picturing eyeballs and shit shooting out the front end of that skull. Mm-hmm. Not what we see, but 100%, right? And it's Tom Savini, king of gore and everything, right there, showing you we don't have to always show everything. Sometimes, you know, the ratings board doesn't let you.
Yeah,
but because of that, sometimes you got to work around the system and you find things that work out better.
Yeah, it's a trickery. That whole magic trick argument about and just you can sell an effect without going overboard. And I think maybe like we are more appreciative of stuff like that because, you know, we grew up on professional wrestling, and there is ways to sell things without blading or whatever necessary. You know what I mean? You can make something like a choke slam look like it should kill you, as opposed to a guy who doesn't sell a choke slam. You know,
I legitimately like here's I got your example right here. Jake the Snake has his finisher, the DDT. Mm-hmm. I thought when he hit Randy Savage with 3 DDTs that Randy Savage would not get up for a millennia.
But you like it should kill him.
Yeah, like and there's not any blood shown. He did not bust Randy Savage's head open, but Randy Savage is unconscious and in a coma. 3 DDTs, nobody is getting up ever from that.
Right.
As opposed to he hits Jerry the King Lawler with a DDT, and Lawler can't sell it for dog shit. Lawler will hit the mat from the DDT and his legs will start spasming, kind of like a cartoonish way of like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like hitting the head with a hammer. That's not how you sell the DDT. The DDT, you are out. You are Weekend at Bernie's Lomax, just a corpse that is at anyone else's will. You're not, you know, there's the difference.
You didn't get shocked. Yeah.
Yeah, you haven't been tasered. You've been, you've had your head dumped into the mat.
Yep. Yeah, so there's a lot of instances in this movie that
it's that combined with things you need to cut, because the story is not that complicated. It's they're in prison 10 years, they get broke out, they pressured a warden to break baby out, they go to Mexico, somebody there recognizes who they are, they call in the local lucha gang, they kill the lucha gang, and move on.
Yeah. Although, like I said at the beginning of this, I'm totally fine with, let's end it with them, you know, because the way Devil's Rejects ends is they've finally escaped and, you know, they get confronted by the law and they're trying to blast their way through the law. What if we just like we have them on the run from the law, but this movie they get through the roadblock or past the roadblock, whatever, they kill a few cops and then they make it, like they're on their road to their destination, and we kind of end the same way with like credits on the road, you know, they're not apprehended and they're in the wind, so to speak, as opposed to let's get them to Mexico and have them party. And that whole thing felt tacked on like remember when they got to the whorehouse in Devil's Rejects and they partied, man, and then someone showed up to take them out, man, like let's do it like that. Like, you know, the same thing with like the freeze frame and it's got to pull away and burn out, and baby's dancing and
those
whatever.
Inverted shots where it looks like you're in a fun house maze, like the mirror, it's like where it's 2 Bill Mosleys morphing into each other. I honestly think if you cut the fucks down by, I'll even minimize, I'll say 30%. Just give me 30% less fucks. Mm-hmm. Make the movie a solid, this is one of the rare times where like, give me a solid just 90 minutes. Mm-hmm. Credits included, so 90 straight minutes. So cut out all this lagging bullshit. I think the movie would be a lot more palatable. Because there's so many scenes where you are compelled to grab the remote and like, let's just go at 2 times speed. I'm not missing anything. Give me 2 times speed, and then you'll go 3, 4 times speed, because nothing is happening. Nothing is happening. Like, they get to we get to Mexico, but we got to deal with them arriving in Mexico, meeting a few people that night. They kind of smash cut to the next day where they're going to start partying again, but then we have to go through the whole baby having a knife like competition with one of the locals that goes nowhere. Then they just start drinking, and then Bill Moseley just hanging out with two prostitutes in his Sid Haig tidy brownies. We got Richard Brake talking about classic cinema, which there's a lot more classic cinema jibber jabber going on here, which I'm like, with the Bogart stuff, and then with this the Hunchback of Notre Dame thing. Like, is he trying to, in all this mess, he's like, is he trying to flex his cinematic knowledge muscle on us here?
Oh, of course. You know, they're always watching the old black and white stuff, and you know, it's just like,
which I
cool.
don't
I like
see
this
that.
stuff.
I don't picture Richard Brake's character being fascinated by classic cinema. I think he'd be watching straight up the Faces of Death series.
I just feel like he would just have 70s porno VHS tapes.
I feel like he kind of, maybe he'd be like a Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer. He's just watching his own tapes of torturing people.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
He's like, watch this.
No, Otis, no. Yeah.
That I could picture a lot better. There's something this movie could use, or Michael Rooker.
Oh, yeah. Although, you know, again, we're reaching into that well, and we're having like Dee Wallace. We had the Clint Howard. I'm trying to think of all the other random ass.
Which
so,
Dee Wallace is nice, but I feel like they could have done more with her. And we have the weird sequences where baby's in prison and watching whatever the hell it is she's watching.
That imaginary cat ballet, which, fuck me, that's the exact moment. So here's the thing. Also, I've made it a conscious decision. I've turned my notifications off on my phone. So all day, I pick when I check my phone, because I'm just like, I'm fucking tired of this thing being attached to my hand. I don't care. Like, I'll get to people when I get to people. It can't be that important. And so this morning, I'm like, not touching my phone at all. At all. I'm watching this movie. I'm lasered in. I have got to immerse myself in this movie. That exact moment when she's meow, meow, and watching this fucking cat ballet, I threw my hands up in the air and I went, what the fuck? Because I did not remember that. And I immediately, my brain went back to Halloween 2 with the fucking white horse and all that shit, and I just went, I was willing, Rob Zombie, I was willing, and I was fucking going.
I did my best, Rob.
And what does that happen? That happens like 38 minutes into the movie or something, so I was giving it the old college try. I was doing it. And then you go and do some fucking dumb shit like that, and I don't like it.
And that's after we get her introductions, which she gets, 2 music kind of video, like slow motion walking sequences.
Oh, yeah.
Which we praised a lot of the music in the previous movie.
Because it was perfect.
Yeah. I'm sure it all is still stuff that is sentimental to him, and stuff to him makes a lot of sense, but honestly, none of the music in this movie stood out to me or stuck with me or anything. Just as much as the movie itself, like, nothing about this is like, I want to hear that again, or that scene was cool. I have none of that in this.
No.
I have no interest in buying the soundtrack. I don't remember a single song. I couldn't even, like, I kind of liked Baby's introduction music. Like, it kind of
like
had
the punk music.
Yeah, but I couldn't tell you, like, the beat of it. I literally, like, I remember it sounded punk-like, but I couldn't tell you anything else about it, and I just watched it yesterday.
Yeah, and so here's when it works, right? We talked about the Devil's Rejects soundtrack. It is flawless. And here's the other thing, like, some of those songs I knew, but I'll be completely transparent. Like, when I saw Devil's Rejects, first time I'd ever heard Midnight Rider in my life. First time I'd ever heard it. I was, 20 when that movie came out, or 20, 21, and I didn't grow up with that kind of music. My parents were country, like old school country, and then 80s rock, and then I was a hip hop guy, so I had never even heard of that song. But there are songs in Devil's Rejects that I did not grow up with that now are in my playlist forever, because I was like, yes, damn, that's a banger. That is a banger song. And this movie, not a one of them. Again, when rewatching it at 5 o'clock this morning, did I go, I should download that. That's actually kind of hype, or whatever. Nope. And we have the capacity now to get those songs for free. We go to YouTube, look it up, and say, I'll download that and add that to my playlist. Done.
Yeah.
And I still don't want them. No $20 CD. No.
You couldn't even buy a CD anymore. But yeah, even when it's option, we have YouTube Premium, we can make whatever playlist we want and listen to it at our leisure. Mm-hmm. Didn't even watch the probably because it's also 2 hours. I don't want to watch the credits on top of things. That's where I did hit 2x speed to speed through the credits, because he does kind of intercut them driving still, and I'm like, is he going to do anything with this?
Is there a post-credits scene? Because I did not go there.
You'd think I would have went all the way till when the disc stopped, but I got probably to where the you could tell the end of the credits are starting. They have those kind of paragraph blocks on the left and right sides. Or I quit. I just quit. Yeah.
You're like,
so if I still didn't watch it, and I got as close as you possibly could to determining that, and I said no.
Nah, I'm good. That's pretty much, that sums up how I feel about this movie. Is nah, I'm good. From now on, if anyone, which I don't think my wife would ever want to watch it, because she watched it with me the first time we watched it, and she hated it. So I don't foresee Tyson or my daughter being like, can we watch that? No.
I'm gonna say, when I brought up that we're gonna do the Firefly trilogy next on the podcast, so I need to rewatch them. My wife was willing. She's like, I'll sit through those with you. And oddly enough, by the point she had asked, I'd already watched The House of a Thousand Corpses again, and Devil's Rejects was done without her being around. But when it was time for Three from Hell, she was home, I was home. I was gonna do it, and I was like, I'm gonna do at least Three from Hell now. Do you want to sit and watch that one with me? And she's like, no.
Yeah, I'm good.
And I went into the bedroom where I got the TV set up in there, watched it, came out, and she's like, how was it? Do you feel like you need a shower? And she remembered more of it than I did. She's like, the whole warden sequence, too long, isn't it? I'm like, yeah, you remembered more than I did, because I don't remember it being that long.
But it's not long and disturbing. You know what I mean? It's just long. It's just not good. It's not like...
You got some rough. Mild disturbances, and it's strictly just during that overnight
but to me, that
warden house scene. But it's still not as rough. Yeah, it doesn't stick as rough as the other one did, probably because the whole Clint Howard thing fucks it all up. It completely derails me from being disturbed in the moment, because why is Clint Howard here dressed as a clown? And then he's literally in slow motion doing his regular clown routine to try to save his own life, because Otis is like, make me laugh and I'll let you go. Does his whole routine, doesn't make Otis laugh, pulls a gun on him. Clint Howard pisses himself. Otis laughs. He's like, damn it, he made me laugh. Then shoots him anyway. And then just sets him in the couch next to the naked wife.
You can go to clown heaven.
I was like, that's dumb. I was like, it'd have been more amusing to actually watch him run away. If you had to kill him, maybe shoot him while he's on the runaway.
His shoes honking.
No, you have him run out the front door, have Otis standing at the door, and just take a super, draw that out then. You like making this thing long as can be. Take a whole 3 minutes to just give him 90 seconds where he doesn't pull the trigger once. Then just 3 slow gun blasts.
So au revoir Shoshana, but actually shooting.
Yeah. In 90 seconds, but in that time frame, Clint only gets probably about 10 feet away.
Yeah.
So 3 shots. You shoot him in the back of the right knee, so he kind of stumbles. Then shoot him in the back of the left shoulder. and then maybe like
square in
through the
back.
back of the neck.
Yep.
Like have it come out the neck, and then have him face plant, and then a honk as his nose hits the pavement.
Oh, yes. That's a little Tarantino mixed with, I don't know, Charles Band.
Nah, I'm pulling back to what I'm staying in what Rob Zombie likes to do. Like, you like to make shit last forever that doesn't need to last forever. How about that?
There you go. But yeah, just want to touch on that overnight sequence. One last thing I want to say about it, and then we'll move on. But like,
go ahead.
How with the violence and whatever. That's, to me, that sequence is the big one that sticks out. Where I say it feels like a made-for-TV. Like just get some guy who says he can direct like Rob Zombie, and get someone who can supposedly write like Rob Zombie, because it feels like a pale imitation of the violence of Devil's Rejects. That whole sequence, to me, the whole time I was watching it, I was just like I'm not scared for them. I don't feel sorry for them. I'm not worried for them, because I just met the wife. I just met the other guy's wife. Like, don't care about you. Like, when
it's weird because we don't get a bunch of time with the band previous movie like that,
but they're likable. They're not assholes.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we're just there's so much that's just jades you. You don't want to give it anything, particularly by this point, because again, this is a good hour into the movie, and you're thinking, well, we got to be getting towards like the third act here. Oh no, this is the beginning of the second act, more or less.
Yeah, which again should just be. It really should just be about getting that justice for being like mistreated in the prison system. Like, fuck this warden up, kill his wife in front of him, whatever. It should just be all about that torture, and it should be, it should be satisfying. The violence should be satisfying, but also upsetting.
There you go. You intercut the entire overnight at the warden's house sequence with the D. Wallace taking baby into the death match with the two broads, and have her kill the two, have her kill D. Wallace, but have that be she actually prison breaks on her own, and then by the time you get the warden and them to the prison, baby is already breaking out, and then you could just have the fun sequence of, we're here to break you out. Like, fucker, I've already broke myself out. And then have them take off going. That way would make, to me, more of an entertaining idea. I'm making a better movie for you, Rob.
She has to escape using a belt, though, on like an electrical.
As long as you're touching one wire and not touching the ground, you won't get electrocuted.
Right? I don't know.
I don't either.
You don't know anything about electricity, do you?
No. Fuck it, I'm watching Tango and Cash today to cleanse my palate
absolutely.
out.
Yeah.
Better prison escape movies on two fronts right there.
So good. So good. Man. And so here, like, we've had this argument, too, of other films that we really, really champion for. Like, the Elm Street remake is not a great movie, but you and I both, when we did that podcast, we are convinced there's a good movie somewhere in that raw footage. Something happened to make this not a good movie.
It's buried deep.
And I feel the exact opposite for this movie. There was not a good movie. There's no way to cut it to be a good movie. So yeah, basically I just that's how I feel, is I feel like that violence isn't authentic, I guess. Like, authentic to the tone that Rob Zombie created in Devil's Rejects. I just kind of feel like it's,
it's
the average.
A gun for hire.
Yeah, exactly. A gun for hire. That's perfect.
So we get to the ending where and it bugged the shit out of me. The guy that's running the Mexican town there, Carlos, I have seen that face, and it literally the entire rest of the movie I was like, what the hell do I know him from? Because it was driving me insane. And I had to finally look it up. Like, oh, he's one of the guys from Ferris Bueller's Day Off that steals the car, and he's from the Super Mario Brothers movie. Not the new one, the old bad good one. But I was like, man, I know that guy's face.
Oddly enough, he's one of the characters that I enjoy in the movie.
Yeah, he's not bad. He's a good, like, wormy character, more so than
side guy
than Ken Foray ended up being in the previous movie. And then that started bugging me too, because the guy he calls the head of this gang, I've seen him somewhere before too. I didn't look him up, but I feel like he's a dude that's in Crank.
Probably, yeah.
I think he's the dude that gets his hand cut off by Jason Statham in Crank.
It's been,
but I'm not sure.
At least a decade since I've watched Crank.
Crank is a go-to movie for me if I'm really tired and I'm like, I need to stay up and get motivated. I'll throw Crank on. I wish this movie had Crank's energy and fire.
Crank is fun, dude. Like that sounds like I'm talking about drugs, but no, that movie.
Crank is fun.
that movie is awesome. It's not something I get to very often, because when I'm in that like action movie mode, I tend to forget a lot of the Jason Statham stuff, like his, whatever, fucking
the
Transporter
series
and all that stuff.
They're not bad. They definitely get goofier the further you go, but I mean, it's fine.
Yeah, and then oddly enough, I accidentally pick War quite a bit, and then every time
and Jet Li.
And then every time I start watching that movie, I go, son of a bitch, I don't like this movie. Like every time
I've never watched it, but I keep getting that kind of synopsis from folks of like they expected so much more out of it.
Great.
And because of that, I never watched it.
Yeah, you probably don't ever need to, dude, because it tricks me like once every 2 or 3 years. I'll go, you know what? Yeah, I don't think I gave it a fair shake. I'll go again, and then I get like 20 minutes in, and I'm like, no, this just sucks. This is just not good.
We're gonna maybe start just referring to that as being 3 from Hell.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like it can't be as bad as I remember it being in 2019.
It's worse. Somehow it's worse.
Yeah. Which, many behind the scenes, literally within the last 5 minutes of doing this actual recording, I had lost power in the midst of recording, and I've never been so upset and pissed at the thought of having to potentially re-record the entire conversation about this fucking movie again.
Yeah, both of us were like, please, God.
Yeah, because Raj is able to pause, and his stuff was saved. My stuff, on the other hand, I was like, oh, God, please let there be like an anti-crash thing on it or something. And luckily it did. I was able to recover original convo and just make it seem seamless. But there was definitely a few minutes there where I was in full panic mode of like, no, the gods above, don't make me do it again.
Yes, anything but that. Like, I'll do anything for love, but I won't watch 3 from Hell again. It's literally going to sit on my shelf.
There's still dust on it from the last 5 years, and there's going to be another 5 years before I maybe even think about forgetting
5
it.
years.
If it's not, it feels like 2019, 1, 2, 3. 3 years, but it feels like 5.
Yeah, it's.
But yeah, gosh, yeah. We've talked about Elm Street on the podcast. We've talked about it like 6 or 7 times on the live stream. Could do it all day. I think we've spent probably a good 15-20 hours just on that movie. Unless we really are, unless someone pays us on a live stream, this will probably be the only hour and change we're gonna give 3 from Hell probably ever again, as far as 3B video is concerned.
I'm done. And what sucks is I know there's people out there that enjoyed this, that were thrilled they got this.
There has to be.
We talked about, we haven't covered the Phantasm franchise, but we talked about how Ravager was kind of like a letdown. This is the Ravager of this franchise, for sure. Like, you mean we waited 10 years? And this is what we got? It's pretty...
I will watch Ravager every day of the week, twice on Sunday, if it meant I never had to know 3 from Hell happened again. Yeah. Blink it from existence. I'll be like, done.
Yeah. I feel so bad that it isn't better. But I know there are probably some people out there who dig it, and more power to them.
Spoiler, not to go into our next segment too soon, but this does have a 4.3 out of 5-star rating on Amazon.
How on God's green earth is that possible? This didn't even get a theatrical run, right? This just got dumped on.
I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure this just got like, here it is, like no theater run, and it was because it might have been because Sid died, and they're like, here's your movie, let's get some money, and it felt gross. I remember it feeling gross, everything, because we had just seen him for the last time at Crypticon, and he was pretty frail. And, it just felt icky.
Yeah.
But I don't have anything else that I want to cover at all in this movie.
I can't imagine why.
So if we're done talking about how much we loved this movie... What does that mean?
We didn't, but we can, add to the fuel to the fire of people who didn't. Time for the Amazon 1-star reviews.
Hated it.
Before you jump into them,
Yes, sir.
Is there at least one 5-star review?
Oh yeah, we can look at one for sure.
Because, normally when we really shit on a movie, I feel like we should hear the other side of the argument.
Yeah. I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
But standard operating, we have Anna Benedetti.
All right.
October 4th, 2023, 1-star. Scary movie. I did not like this movie.
Scary movie.
Douglas J. July 31st, 2023. 1-star. Movie sucks. What happened to Rob Zombie? Nowhere near as good as other movies.
Mm-hmm.
Warren L. Vidic, June 24th, 2020, 1-star. Legacy ruined.
Oof.
Boris Lugosi, March 9th, 2020, 1-star. 3 from a trash can.
Yeah, but I'm butching.
Jay Jones, November 16th, 2022, 1-star. Stop it, Mr. Zombie. I seriously don't know why I keep trying to watch Rob Zombie movies.
That is literally all of us.
Tina on February 21st, 2021, 1-star. This one was bad.
D-.
Couldn't finish it. Should have ended with the Devil's Rejects. If you're a fan of the second one, stop there. It's bad. Really, really bad. Pluto Nash bad. Ghost Dad bad.
Hey, Ghost Dad rules. Pluto Nash, I don't have a dog in the fight for that, but I think Ghost Dad's fun.
It's just hard to say you like watching that movie now.
You're wearing a fucking Cosby sweater. A Cosby sweater.
Robert Landry says it pretty well on the 25th of August, 2022. 1-star. None.
None?
None.
Okay.
That's his title and his description. None. Adam Martin, 1-star on New Year's Eve, 2019.
Wow.
Movie blows goats. Rob Zombie has really went into a new low. This movie was worse than the Halloween remakes that he did. Seriously disappointed.
Well, it blows goats.
Michelle on December 17th, 2019, 1-star, not even worth the watch. Super lame. I get it, they're supposed to be super badass, but don't accomplish that by making everyone else seem incompetent.
Yes.
So okay, everyone else seems incompetent to her eyes. Joe Owens for the last 1-star on October 16th, 2019, 1-star, steaming pile. This was awful. Loved the first 2 movies. Had high hopes for this one. I'm embarrassed for the cast participating in this garbage. One of the worst movies I've ever seen in a very, very long time.
Mm-hmm. I'm not arguing.
So for a few 5-stars, we got Anthony Sumsan on March 8, 2023. 5 stars. Thank you. Killer flick. Love it. Thanks.
Thanks. That's
Gabriella Fisher, March 9th, 2023. 5 stars. Husband likes. Okay.
Need a new husband.
Ronnie Bruner, September 30th, 2020. 5 stars. AMAZING.
What's that spell?
Amazing. And here's a good one. Rondell Del Branch on May 3rd, 2022. 5 stars. It's not Gone with the Wind.
More of a Cagney guy myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's enough 5 stars. I'm done playing.
I don't want to ride this ride no more. I want to go back on the murder ride.
I do. Please. Anything. As much as we dislike the music video aesthetic of House of a Thousand Corpses, I would gladly
You
watch
longing
House of a
for
Thousand.
it now. You're like, remember we hated that?
Mm-hmm. On loop all day, every day. Let's go. But since we're done with...
Boy, yeah, if we thought we were in the hardest part of just discussing the film for almost an hour, now into the hardest part, at least for me, trying to figure out what in the hell to take for the game.
Time to play the game. Time to play the game. It's all about the game and how you play it, and it's a clown dancer for the sins of mankind.
God damn it. We're all just clowns having to talk about this movie. But that's right. It is time to play the game. And if you're new here, welcome. But you're probably scratching your head asking yourself, what is the game? Well, the game is a deep cut in and of itself where you gotta pick a prop from the movie that we are covering, but it can't be a well-known prop. So since we're covering 3 from Hell, I don't know of anything that's...
The headdress.
Okay, sure. Can't have the headdress. Because that's on the cover.
That's not low-hanging fruit. That's on the cover.
Yeah, pick something weird. Pick something different. Let us know in the comments on the podcast. Let us know on Discord, Patreon, YouTube, wherever you find us, Facebook. And just let us know. And if you like this movie, also let us know. And let us know why. Really. Please.
Don't expect backlash. Just be like, please, just let me know, and maybe I'll look at it differently.
I don't want to fight with anybody. What do you see? What are you seeing that we don't? I mean, these are like a Rorschach test, right? Like, so what do you see that
one of the YouTubers I check out from time to time, he goes, like what you like, just don't be a dick. And I'm like, that's a good philosophy. I like that.
Amen. That, and I feel like we're pretty well like that, except for me with Halloween Ends. If you like Halloween Ends, probably gonna punch you. But that's whatever.
He's swung a few times. He's missed every time.
I know you're too damn tall.
Yeah.
But I'll go first, dude, since this sucks.
Please.
Can I have the 2 things? I'll go with 2. One is the painting of Jeff Daniel Phillips.
I was thinking of that painting.
Or Clint Howard's gun with the little bang flag. That's it. That's it. If I gotta take something from like towards the end of the movie, a lucha mask, because I can lie and say it came from anywhere. I wouldn't claim a fucking thing from this movie. But if I had that painting, I could have him sign it. So
there you go.
And then just be like, I really like that guy, even though I'm not. I don't dislike him. You know what I mean?
Mustache man.
Yeah. You play the same guy in every movie. You're just wearing glasses now.
Yeah, you're sophisticated in this one.
Shit.
Sure.
Yeah. Less white trash in this. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know, bro. If you want the painting, we can cut that fucker in half and...
Oh, no, I got something.
Visitation rights.
No. I got something else. Visitation rights. I'll be like, you can just keep it.
You can look. I'll send you snaps of it.
Yeah, like, that's good enough. That's good enough.
With
now I got my
on
own thing. Yeah.
All right. What do you got?
Midget's eye patch.
All right. Just the midget.
No. Just give me his eye patch. Give me the little guy's eye patch. And if that's too culturally insignificant to say midget, little person, I don't know, whatever it is. If I'm not going to take that, then give me Sid's Death Row wardrobe.
Nice.
I'll hang that up and be like, this is why I bought the movie, and I wouldn't otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just me, or does Bill Moseley's chest tattoo change from scene to scene? I feel like it's a different design in his chest from the previous movie and in certain scenes in this movie. And when he's being interviewed, it's a different design on his chest.
Well, I know in Devil's Rejects, it's like a skull with wings, right? And in this movie, it's not that at all. So,
yeah, because he's shirtless he's getting interviewed in the jail cell sequence. I'm like, that doesn't look like the shit he had in the last movie. But then towards the end of this movie, because he just doesn't like wearing a complete shirt either at all or one that's buttoned, I feel like it's looking more like it kind of did in the last movie, but still not quite. Like his chest tattoo keeps changing.
It could be like I have a mole. To be honest with you, I was not lasered in on his chest because, like I said,
because I had to focus on something because it sure wasn't the movie getting my attention.
Yeah, after about that that cat dream thing, cat vision, is really when my my give a fuck started to wane and
dissipating.
Oh, dude, and it just kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse. Boy, all that Mexico stuff. Boy. I don't know, man. I'm just glad it's over.
Yeah. And of course, there's somebody being like, "Well, where are we gonna get? Where are they going now? The story's not over. We got to get another one."
No, please.
Do you think there'll be another one? Because I mean, we were gung ho when the second one ended, and being like, "We're not getting a third one. That's just stupid." And we're here at the end of this third one, being like, "You can't do a fourth one. That's really stupid."
I mean, time will tell. What, 10 years? We'll give it 10 years.
Richard Brake, Baby, and Otis are still going.
It's just... So I'll just say this. Even if they make one, I'm not watching it. I'm officially done. Like, I'm done. So, I don't care what happens. I'll watch anything else Rob Zombie makes. Let's go. Other than the Munsters, but we talked about that a couple weeks ago. Like our morbid curiosity is starting to get the better of us, and if I find it for $5, probably.
Yep.
But that's as far as that goes. Like that's.
Oh, speaking of that, you heard January 24th is the cutoff date for Best Buy to start selling movies entirely?
I did not hear that.
Gonna be done next year. No more movies. None.
Cool. Is it fucking end of an era? That's depressing. It was depressing enough we had to talk about this movie. Now we're talking about...
I mean, we're already down in the dumps. Why not go for broke?
Yeah. I also have cancer. Wicked bad cancer. No.
Yeah.
Fuck. God damn it.
Anal bifida, something like that. Yeah, that was the news I got the other day that January 24th is the cutoff date for Best Buy to start selling physical media entirely. They're going to get rid of everything they have left. Nothing's going to be coming in anymore. So no reason to go to Best Buy anymore.
Ever again.
Yep. 3 years from now, they're going to be out of business, I'm sure.
Oh, it's not
that their money's made on that.
Up in here. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not thinking DVDs and Blu-rays are their go-to moneymaker, but it's like, what else am I going there for? I mean, I can get a TV anywhere.
Goddamn refrigerator, computer. Yeah, like you can get that anywhere. Go to Nebraska Furniture Mart or wherever. Most people don't even go inside stores anyway. They're going to order that shit offline.
Yeah.
So, oof. What a bummer. That's a
good way to end the note, I think.
Yeah.
You'll never have to buy this movie on disc ever again because it will never be made again. There's you an upside right there.
Yeah, good. On that note,
no new copies of this will ever be printed.
Thank Christ. On that note, Evil, I suppose we should probably get going because, after all, there's a lot of movies out there and somebody's got to not sell them or something. Tried something different, failed it. Why not us, right?
Some old broad next door saw me gut that bitch. I think we should think about rolling out here soon.